right. We've got SKILLOUS in the top right side of the map playing for Team Liquid up against his teammate CLEM. And this is going to be an interesting match because you think, okay, cool, you're casting SKILLOUS, that's nice. You know, doesn't really stand a chance against CLEM. Well, guess what? SKILLOUS has been on a roll recently. This patch is lighting up his win rate. He is doing really well. He's finding success. And he's having a bit of a killer smile on his face here on Killer's Mile, which Killer's Mile is a map made by the map maker Killer Smile, I believe, I would imagine. Just getting a little bit, you know, a little bit funny with the map naming convention, just basically naming it after himself, and why not? By the way, let me know in the comments if you think that's weird. I know in some cultures people name themselves after their kids. For me, here in Australia, I think they name their kids after them, I always find that really weird if you have like 3 men, different generations in a family, all with the same name. Like, what do you call? Because I know there's a common thing of being like, well, that's Junior, right? Because he's got the same name, but he's a generation younger. What do you call the granddad then, though? Because what if there's 4 generations? You got like great granddad, dad, kid, and their names are all John. Is it John Junior, John Junior? What do you call the next one? Triple Junior? Like, I don't know. It feels weird. I feel like it's a weird thing when you name your offspring directly after you. I feel like middle name's the way to go, for me personally. Oh, you call the oldest one Senior. Okay, so the middle one is the actual one, and then you have Junior and Senior. Ah, they start calling it the third? Oh, really? I mean, I don't know. It just seems like a thing you do if you think you're a king. You know? From like the old days? Yeah, exactly. It's like the olden day kings. You know those guys thought that God gave them their job, right? You guys know that, right? Like, they thought that like, whoa, there's bodies everywhere on this map. Guys, there's been some messed up stuff. Oh, there's like a bio symbol. Wait. Oh, is this map like in The Expanse when they released the virus stuff everywhere? The thingamajig? Ooh, I don't know. Yeah, what's going on here, man? This map's crazy. Anyways, the originator of the name gets to be called the Prime. Oh, I like that. I do like that. Stargate opening for SKILLOUS. Oh, I love it, guys. Stargate is a very, very good, and it's a very quick one as well, off of his nice, efficient opening. Probe pulls back. And this is a very defensive build for SKILLOUS, but it's really solid because he's gone Adept Stalker. He's got the Stargate. He's got another Adept building. And I would love to see an Oracle. I think Oracle's amazing, but I would expect to see Phoenix, as that is the more common build right now. There we go. Phoenix is going to be really good for shutting down any early medevacs. CLEM going for a bit of a quick medevac, but it's not the fastest. And I always feel like there's this real tense moment because CLEM, when the opponent blocks his scouting, he is very predictably going to go for a medevac drop, boost across with 6 Marines, 1 Widow Mine, and he's going to try to get in. And if you don't have Phoenix, he'll try to get damage. If you do have Phoenix, he's going to try and leg it out of there as fast as possible. So if you can just keep building these Phoenix, keep chronoing them. If you can get 3 Phoenix ready for when he arrives, you might be able to just shut this drop down. And if you kill the drop before it escapes, it's very bad for CLEM. Another body over here as well. What's been going on? I mean, did that one die of a BJ? I think that guy died of a BJ. BJ's Clam Shack. That's got to be intended, right? BJ's Clam Shack? Mate. That's like one of those things where you've got to try and cover up that it's a brothel, but like also you want to make sure people know it's a brothel without it being like the most innocent people that would complain about that business being near their homes won't realize, but like all of your customers will immediately realize from the name of the store, you know? Phoenix are here. They're ready. 2 Phoenix out. 3rd one coming in. Where's the rest of the units, though? The Adepts and Stalker's out of position. Widowmine goes down really fast. Probes just go for this round. I think that's the right call. Just shut it down. Pick off 1 more Marine. Oh, CLEM is so good at finding damage. He still gets 6 probes, even when it's shut down. Reaper went in the natural, but there was a shield battery ready for that, and he does escape after just wasting a bunch of mining time. Looks like a Phoenix Colossus build for SKILLOUS. And I gotta say, guys, if I open Phoenix, which is meant to shut down a drop, and I still lose 6 probes, that feels bad. I don't think it's that bad because obviously you didn't lose as much resources. It's still a 2-to-1 trade, you know, in the Protoss' favor. But it just feels a bit awkward when you don't have a 3rd base and you lose a bunch of probes this early. That being said, he'll be into Colossus nice and fast. We'll have a high-tack setup. I just feel like you should be able to defend it a bit cleaner. But of course, you never know where the drop's coming from, and that's always the issue. You might think, well, why don't the Phoenix go out and try to intercept the drop? The problem is, if you show a Phoenix early, Clem's just going to turn around at the midpoint of the map when he sees that Phoenix, fly home, and your trap doesn't work. So you kind of have to hide your units. to spring the trap correctly, to lure Clem into your base, but that also leaves you open to taking a bit of damage. Forge and Twilight as well as Immortals. Guys, are we going to see the Zaun follow-up? He's not gone Robo Bay. So wow, he's decided to swap it up here. Crazy choice for SKILLOUS right now, and I think it's a reaction because he saw the starport on the reactor. Oh, and Clem's famous for doing this reacted starport Viking all-in, which Colossus are useless against tank Viking. Dude, SKILLOUS knows him well. This is what happens when your teammates. SKILLOUS realized, you know I'm playing Phoenix Colossus, you're going to hard counter it. So he canceled the Roboblade, swapped into charge, but Clem's going to scout it. Unfortunate that he lets him scout it. Oh, this is a big mistake here for SKILLOUS. He even loses a probe there, and that means Clem knows what he's up against. So Clem is like going to very quickly swap that starport off there because he's already overcommitted to Viking. He needs to get that starport off that reactor, doesn't he? Build a new reactor, put an extra barracks on that reactor, and then get your 5th barracks on a tech lab as well. You can see he's paused Viking production for now as he focuses more on getting the bio number up. Zealots and Immortals joining the fray. He's already got 2 sentries as well. So a nice little transition here for SKILLOUS as he goes to 4 gateways. Little supply blocked on 78 though. And the 3rd command center is coming in for Clem without too much delay, so I don't think it's too bad for him. Observer comes forward. Yes, guys, there is an eye pistol ad here, by the way. I do love the billboards. It's got advanced targeting. The eye pistol. Let's just say Apple went in a slightly different direction in the Caprulu sector, guys. Oh, Vikings are hunting. Oh. Phoenix diving in a little bit. They find 1, 2. Dude, SKILLOUS with a beautiful rotation. Gets 3 SCVs for minimal damage. Well done. Risky, but well done. Very well done. But Observer surviving, I think, is giving him a big amount of information. Vikings just going to tickle the shields off. And he's going to make it home. 3 Immortal Sentries and Zealots. Only... Oh, he's on 8 gateways now. Never mind, guys. He built those 4 extra gateways. I thought he was only going to 4. He was going to 8 gates. 2 Archons are morphing as well. If Clem attacks into this, the Sentry Immortal Archon is going to ruin his army. He had some bad experiences against Zaun recently, where the Immortal follow-up to the Phoenix with the Zealots actually kicked his butt. He's scouting around the edges right now. He just scouted the right side base. That Marine died. He doesn't know that it's actually a forward base for SKILLOUS. Marine's going to see the move out, though. These units should stop to attack him. I don't think he saw that expansion. Clem knows there's an army moving forward, though. Phoenix on the left side. Whoa! Widowmines take out 2 Phoenix. Nice start to the fight here for Clem. And it looks like the army's going to back away. 4th Nexus, as well as a 5th and 6th gas. +2 attack comes in for SKILLOUS. No 2nd Forge, no Robo Bay, no Templar Archives. He tries to rectify it with a 2nd Robo and a Robo Bay now. SKILLOUS. It feels like it's a little bit later than you would like. And what I mean by that is there's a period now where until the Colossus or Disruptors come out, he is hanging out on a very mid-tier army. Will Clem find an attack timing? Not quite sure. 4 depots going down at once. Clem a bit supply blocked. Even the World Chat makes a few small mistakes under the pressure that he's under, just defending in his tight little corner of the map. Still building SCVs, no armory, no 4th Command Center, no 2nd Engineering Bay, no Ghost Academy. None of the fancy tools for a longer game being invested in. It looks like Clem wants to push with a pretty basic army, but the Observers just not being spotted. Maybe they're hard to see on this tile set. Maybe harder to see than on something like the green and beige backgrounds on this gray background. Not sure how it looks on low graphic settings. I think Clem plays on low. Bio getting caught. SKILLOUS is going to ambush him. Zealots from the right side as well. Clem not realizing where the army is. The Observer giving so much information. And Clem... Wow, taking a bit of a bad fight. Can he get that Archon? He wants that Archon really badly, but is he chasing too far? Force field on the right side doesn't do too much, but man, anytime the Immortal lands a hit on the Marauders say goodnight. Units lost tab, slightly ahead for SKILLOUS. Gonna keep trying to pick off Archons. Archons have less range than the other units, so they are nice targets for a Bio Ball. One has to respect them and be careful. 2nd eBay Armory, Ghost Academy, and now the 4th Command Center goes down. Clem wanted to find a bit better value with this army. He's got to get rid of one of these Observers. He scans now, and he sees this base, and he's got to be wondering to himself, what the hell? Upgrade. Are you just taking a 4th now? How is your 4th base this late? And it's just dawned on him. It's just dawned on him. He repiles the Marine. He's like, oh, you took the middle base. You crazy dog. Widowmine does take out a Zealot before it gets pushed back. Phoenix coming in from that left side. Ooh, Widowmine gets a good shot on the Phoenix. Bio pulling out to the left. Vikings as well. Phoenix should escape. Oh, we didn't bar them away. Gonna lose both Phoenix. Goodbye to the air control. Luckily, Blink is already halfway done, and Stalkers will replace the anti-air contingent of the army. 2 Colossus are out. Warp Prism on the way. Extended Thermal Lance is going to be upgraded now as we go up 4 more gateways. That's 12 gates once they're all finished. 75 probes for Protoss is kind of the perfect number. Any more than that, you risk your army being a bit too low compared to the Terrans. You still want to buy a little bit of time here. You are down 20 army supplies. SKILLOUS, he sees the army coming. He's a little slow to reposition. Have to pull away from that worker line. How many Vikings is there? 7 Vikings. Not many Stalkers in here. Mostly Archons for anti-air. Starting to warp in that Stalker count now as the Zealots run by into the natural. They already took out a Widow Mine. Good bit of stutter step from the Marine Ghost, but several SCVs should be falling. Those Zealots in the mineral line with +2 doing a lot of damage. Now, fascinatingly, this is still single forge for SKILLOUS, guys. And that worries me the longer this game goes, because we've got 2-2 on the way for Terran. And I feel like when 3-3 kicks in, it's going to be a very scary moment in the game. Right now, though, it's even upgrades. So that doesn't matter just yet. It's going to matter about the 14-15 minute mark. Archon Colossus Immortal looking for an angle. Space, not mining. Transferred over there. SKILLOUS still wants to fight. I mean, he's got a very meaty army. 4 Immortals, 5 Archons, 2 Colossus. Extended Thermal Lances here. He's going to go to the natural. CLEM out of position. CLEM out of position. He's going to try and jump on this army. I think he maybe should have fought there, but the Zealots get around. SCVs have to pull back. Zealots in the 3rd. Zealots in the 4th. Zealots in the natural. Wow. SKILLOUS giving him the twister right now. Coming in from every different angle at once. EMPs are ready. EMP on those Archons could be big. Lands a few. The Archon's starting to fall. The Bio stutter stepped into the Colossus Archon for a moment. Slight mistake on the micro there for CLEM. The Colossus go down pretty quickly. The Vikings are going to land, adding some firepower in his favor. But 33 SCVs have gone down in the midst of this. SKILLOUS twisting CLEM's economy apart with the 3-pronged Zealot and the army pouncing at the same time. The Planetary gets up, but it is an absolutely delayed erection of that Planetary Fortress. And even though it survives, CLEM has just lost 40 SCVs. These Zealots, 6 kills on one, 1 kill on the other. So much damage going down. And do you try to counterattack as CLEM? Or do you try to rebuild? Looks like he's rebuilding SCVs. His 2-2 is going to finish. And look at that timing. That was... Dude, the upgrades. That was 2-1 against just 1-1. Now 2-2 finishes. Ship weapons finishes. And CLEM... Dude, what a timing for SKILLOUS, hitting at the perfect moment when CLEM did not have all of his upgrades ready. We talked about how upgrades were going to matter in a few minutes. Turns out, SKILLOUS just doesn't give him time to finish those upgrades. And that is excellent play by him, who's now got a massive worker lead. Not really translating into an income lead. I guess there must be some mules mining right now. Indeed, there are. Mules are not consistent income, though, remember. So you're going to see the mineral income go up. It'll go down. It'll dip at various points. And Zealot takes out a few SCVs as well as mining time. Nicely done. Still observers watching him. 1 following the army, 1 watching the rally point. Colossus count is just at 1 right now, but 2 more have started on those robos. 3-2 upgrades coming in as well. And dude, you got to be careful as CLEM. Trying to just drop through the middle of the map is so risky. The Zealot Archon Stalker, though, they're looking for it. And now he sees that the army's actually just rejoined up here. Charges on a few Marauders. If you can wait for the next 2 Colossus, it's amazing for SKILLOUS. If not, it's going to be rough. CLEM is building a few workers at a time, but only a few as a Warp Prism heads into his main base. There's a missile turret right there, though. SKILLOUS quickly turns around and pulls back. CLEM stims instantly to make sure that Warp Prism does not warp in, but this Observer's giving way too much vision on this map, and it feels like SKILLOUS has got the good setup. He could ambush this army as well. I think he's got enough army to just fight it. No Vikings here, you know. Gonna deal with the Colossus, even though it's only 1, but good stutter step for CLEM. Colossus getting a few shots off. Here comes the balls. And nothing like a few disruptors to cover your retreat. It's a Marine and Marauder with the disruptor shot. Marauder survives, though. Second Colossus arrives. CLEM's got to be careful about chasing into this. He's got to be really careful about this. And another disruptor lands. 2 Marines and a Marauder. That Marauder gets cleaved in half. 3 Colossus ready to engage. There's not enough Vikings. CLEM trying to stay out here. He's looking to find advantages with his angle, but he's not quite landing it. Prism saves a Colossus from a Viking volley. The Viking count's very low. The Zealot Archon count is insane. It's 3-2 upgrades have kicked in. Perfect timing for SKILLOUS to fight. Yet again, so aware of those upgrade timings and always picking fights when it best suits him. SKILLOUS has done such a good job of knowing when he's got the upgrade edge and fighting at that moment. You could say it's luck. I think it's quite conscious, the decision making, because you can tell when exactly he's forcing the fights is when he's strong. And CLEM being on the back foot, not able to dictate when anything happens. SKILLOUS takes game 1 in this finals. All right, guys, SKILLOUS in the bottom left side of the map is going to be playing up against CLEM in the top right of Ultra Love. Double gas opening for CLEM, as he loves to do. Wants to get that tech out early, and it's going to be the Reaper Wall-Off for SKILLOUS. You know what we don't see much anymore is just like an old classic 3 racks push after a Raven opening with a very delayed third command center. Beyond still does it, but not many others do. I wonder if CLEM could mix that in for some good success, especially against someone who's not likely to go, say, like 4-gate blink. Where if you cut your siege tank production at just a single tank or something like that, that could be awesome. Alright. Core, Nexus, second gate, single Zealot pressure going to come out. Not going to find too much. It is a reactor first build for CLEM. I never really see him go Marines after this. It's always 2 Reaper Hellion. Oh, wow. I'm so happy. I'm so happy, guys. It's so rare to see this. It's a really nice mix. It saves him so much gas. And it just allows him to beeline directly towards whatever the hell he wants to do, which I think is just going to be instant starport and tech lab. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are seeing the tank push. This is a tank push, guys. He's going to be going for a very quick tank push. His command center is going to be incredibly delayed. And, yeah, SKILLOUS, I mean, he skipped a probe scout, so he built the Zealot. And he goes, oh, no command center at 2 minutes 40. Hello. Marines popping out behind the wall. Depots raised, and he hides the Marines. He's going to show 1 Marine. Yeah, that's smart. He doesn't want him to realize what he's doing. Oh, this is so clever. So clever by CLEM. Don't give any information away. It's Cyclone into Siege Tank, Medevac into Liberator. He's going to pull some boys and go. This is all in. Like, he's still not started the command center. It's 3 minutes, guys. He's not building SCVs right now. Wow, CLEM going for an old school all in right now. I love the mix up. These are teammates. SKILLOUS has got a battery. He's building another Stalker, but his second gate is so late. Wow, actually, it's 305. You want to start your second gate at 250, and he loses the Adept to the Cyclone as well. Uh-oh. Can you defend this? Blink. The thing is, guys, if he gets that tank, and that tank is going to pick into that medevac with 4 Marines, boost across, it's going to siege here. And once that tank is sieged here, or up here, or wherever it is that it sieges, it's just hard to get down that ramp. Then you'll start building a bunker there as well, and it can get really entrenched really quickly. These Stalkers staying at home because they don't want to die to the Cyclone. Which makes sense, but on the other hand, you want to slow this push down. You want to pick off these Marines. The Cyclone allows you to push forwards. This is going to be really awkward. Oh, SKILLOUS. No, this is a bad time to move forwards. Oh, no. This is so bad. Okay. Look at this push for CLEM, dude. Oh, he doesn't get the Cyc. Oh, he does get the Stalker. Wow. Siege Tank is here with the Medevacs. 4 Stalkers getting pushed back. He's building 2 gateways in his main base of SKILLOUS right now because he's going to lose his second gateway. Battery overcharge would be really nice. We just don't have it. No battery overcharge in this version of the game. With this setup, energy recharge does nothing for you with a blink opening. And this is going to be a real big problem as half of his production gets taken down. 2 gateways building on the left of the main. I think you'll need probably 1 more of those. SCV's getting in the main. The tank shoving so deep. Look at how far that tank can reach. Shooting into the mineral line now. And this is an absolute disaster. That Robo is going to be the next target. No way you get an Immortal out of that. It's just so much infrastructure going down. Feel like you had to blink out of the base and cut off the reinforcement because look, more tanks are arriving. He's going to blink forward, try to take out the tank. It actually 2-shots it. Nicely done. Wow. Even CLEM, though, does dodge that Stalker volley. Another tank is here. It's going to try to get in the main, but with a medevac and SCVs to repair, I don't think you're going to be able to get rid of that. That landed Viking says, get out of here, boy. SKILLOUS is going to have to tap. CLEM with a 1 base, 1-1-1 all in, old school, baby. Ties up the series. All right, guys, game 3 now is going to be on Amygdala. Bit of a longer rush distance. Tend to go around the edges on this map. SKILLOUS got to be a little bit surprised by that. He's like, what the hell, man? Who does a 1 base all in 2025, mate? But Stargate's normally a little bit better. I mean, not really. It's not really about it's normally just about having enough gateway units, right? And sniffing it out. It's hard to tell. I think Sentry opening is probably the best against that because you actually know what's happening. If you don't do Sentry opening, it's always going to be tough to hold that, especially on that map where your natural ramp is so tight. On a map like this, it's a little bit wider. And generally speaking, the way you hold those pushes is you pull every probe from your natural and maybe even some from your main, and you try to overwhelm it before the tank is sieged. sounds silly, but essentially if you don't let that tank get sieged up in a good spot, you know, and if you engage it pre-sieged, it's actually huge. All right, we've got barracks double gas coming up there for CLEM. This is the sentry into Stargate, or it could be Twilight. I think actually SKILLOUS normally does this into Twilight, but this is the sentry first opening. So SKILLOUS not taking any chances in this game. It's also just a good opening to mix things up. Give yourself 100% information on anything that CLEM is doing. Now, if you think about this, guys, the reason you go double gas, like I said, you can get both the sentry and the tech up really fast. Your Nexus does get delayed by about 30, 40 seconds. From a gate first, it's about 20 seconds delay, I want to say. From a, I think it's 136, you'd normally go Nexus after core, so I guess that's a 14-second delay from the more common core first build. It's not that crazy, right? 14-second delay on the Nexus. You're down a bit over a probe, bit slower to start mining your natural. But you get that early sentry, instantly fill it up with energy, and you see exactly what Terran's going for. Now, if I was playing against this as Terran, my instincts would be to either just ignore it. I basically just don't lean into any big surprises. Play a bit more solid, focus a little bit more on economy rather than your attack timing. So there's often little moments in a Terran build where you can adjust your focus. Oh, he's trying to abuse it. Oh, stupid map. You have to click in the right spot. CLEM abusing a feature of this map, as one could call it. I would have force fielded there to try to block it, and he probably would have got out the left side, but SKILLOUS refuses to get baited. And it's a Robo! Wow, you never see that. Okay, very cool build. I was like, it could be Twilight or Stargate. Whole point is you hide it. But yeah, basically, he could try to jump back down, but it's near impossible to jump back down that ledge. And even when you're there, you have to keep clicking in different spots until you click in exactly the right spot that makes the Reaper like jump up on this weird diagonal. So it's a bit of an odd thing, but you can see CLEM knew exactly what he had to do to try to make that work. And oh, he doesn't get it. 1 hit point Reaper. You know he's got the middle finger up over his shoulder going, get wrecked, noob. Cyclone Medevac double marine production. Command center is almost finished. It's a pretty quick command center. Went down about 210. The first hallucination is going to come across the map. Cyclone, I think he'll probably just wait on the edge, try to shut that down as quickly as possible. Yeah, you see, he knows the hallucination's coming. So he's like, hey, let's get rid of it. Look at this. Oh, this is really annoying as SKILLOUS. Good reaction. Very quick reaction. He's going to try and fly back in. Sees the medevac leave. Sees the tech lab. This is an aggressive build order. It looks like a very similar build to the last game, except obviously with the expansion. So this is still a very aggressive tank push. Double battery goes down. What? That seems like too much, guys. That seems like too much respect he's giving. He's got a Robo. He's got an immortal building right now, but he's going to let that medevac go in the main, and that's a mistake for SKILLOUS. Oh, SKILLOUS with a huge mistake. Oh, no. What was he doing out there? Guys, when you play no Blink and no Phoenix, you have to stay hugging your bases. Recall energy finally kicks in, but he's going to lose 5 probes, 6 probes. Medevac tries to pick up, and oh, you're kidding me. He's going to get it out. He gets every unit out and 6 probes. SKILLOUS. There's no reason for him to have moved out to the third. I understand he thought he was going to intercept the medevac, but he mistimed it terribly. And when you do a move like that, normally you only move like 2 or 3 stalkers at most to intercept, leave the rest in your main or at the ramp to catch. The reason he didn't is because he knew there was a cyclone in the drop. So he figured, well, if there's a cyclone in the drop, I don't want to, have him just unload and kill the stalkers, right? So we've got to send our whole army together, but opened himself up to some risk. I do like the shade away. Gets 2 SCVs, picks up, gets out. Nice little bit of harassment with those units he had left over from the early game. We've got a Forge and a Twilight coming in behind this. So it's a Mortal Sentry on 2 base into Forge Twilight. Oh, but the Cyclone's going to catch the Prism. CLEM boosts out there and chases this down. I never thought that was even an option. I never even thought that was an option. Neither did SKILLOUS, but CLEM, as always, is like, I'm going to do CLEM things. I'm going to boost you down. He takes it out. Second and third barracks now coming in, still building tanks. CLEM is crazy. Is he actually still committing to this push? It looks like he is. I feel like he's built so many siege tanks, you kind of want to move out right now. Even if you just move across the map, scare SKILLOUS away from taking a third and then pull home. Hallucination comes in, third and fourth gas goes down. SKILLOUS is playing 2 base. But why is he taking 4 gases? So is he going to go Templar Archives now? Third and fourth gateway, and then maybe an archives after 6 gates potentially. He's going to play 2 base Immortal Archon Sentry. For now, it's just Immortal Zealot Sentry. He's going for a bunch more gateways. Yep. So up to 5 gates, then Templar Archives. He's going to try and go for a 2-base all-in. Clem, really light on the scouting. He sees the gases. He sees no probes. No probes. Notice how SKILLOUS instantly starts probes. He's like, I'm totally building probes. Look, I'm sending a probe to my 3rd. I'm totally doing a normal build because he doesn't want Clem to realize that he's all in. Now, did Clem pick up on that fact that there were no probes building? By no lights being on the Nexus. You can check either the lights on the Nexus or the lack of smoke coming out of the crystal on top. Those are the two kind of physical things that tell you if that Nexus is building probes or not. And Protoss should always be building probes pretty much non-stop at this point. Seeing no 3rd, Clem should run away. He sees no 3rd and Clem immediately hightails it. He's like, run, 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 get out of here, get out, get out, get out. He's just going to hide a Marine drop on the bottom to try and counterattack while the rest of his army gathers back together. Because a 2-base Protoss does not have a great follow-through. We very well may see Clem scan the left side just to check there's no base there. And he's got to wait for stim, shields, +1, keep building workers. And he's basically pivoting from what was going to be a very committed push to a much more long-term plan. SKILLOUS is going to go for the gold base to try to recover. But his economy is cucked. It is not a good economy, guys. It's an economy that right now, rather than spending time with him, is spending time with other Protoss players, essentially. It's spreading it around a bit more. Not the way you want. Last 2 gateways coming in. That will be 8-gate production. I mean, he can still do a very strong push, can SKILLOUS, even though his supply is down right now. Clem just does not know how to keep it in his pants. Clem, I feel like if I saw no 3rd, I would never be aggressive right now, but Clem just has this confidence. And I think it's the right way to be doing it, to be fair. Recall's available in the main. He's going to have to snap recall. Is SKILLOUS? I don't even know if I can call that a snap recall, but he does recall relatively quickly. Gateway goes down, depowering 2 of the gateways. Pylons are being rebuilt, but you got to get back to the front because that gold base is in trouble. Clem hasn't seen it yet. Clem is like, dude, where is your 3rd base? What is going on in this game? He's really confused about what's happening with that, and he's just going to pull home. If he sieged that, this Nexus was dead. No way for SKILLOUS to defend that Nexus. Clem's going to go back. He's made a Ghost Academy, which is now finished. We're going to see those first ghosts start to power up. Ghosts are very expensive. You want to get them as early as possible. 1, 2 ghosts, 2 ghosts, and the 3rd ghost he gets the money for, starts that one up. So those 3 ghosts are naturally going to give him a timing attack where EMPs on the Archons clearing their shields, sentries to clear their energy could be very big. 2 more gateways coming down. Only 47 workers for SKILLOUS. SKILLOUS is like, can you attack? Normally you attack, dude. But Clem's got the read. He says, dude, if you don't have a 3rd base, I'm just not going to fight you. Like, I'm going to sit at home because I'm mining way more money than you are. And as long as I don't take an awful engagement, like, I'll just have more stuff the longer this game goes. Now, don't get me wrong, he's building gases, ghosts, upgrades. A lot of that hasn't kicked in yet, and this army's coming by. Clem, what are we doing out here? Clem, what is this? He sees the army and runs into it for some reason. I don't know. Oh, he's a little slow to react. Clem! Whoa! Wake up, Clem! Archon Zealot Immortal comes in. I think the tank's in a pretty decent setup. The bio, can he get rid of these Archons? It's a lot of Immortals. SCVs are pulling as well. The tanks, still 2 tanks standing. The tanks on the backside survive, and that is very important because those tanks are adding such important damage against a SKILLOUS that has been on a very low economy for a long time. I just can't quite keep up here. I think losing those first probes slowed down his army and his build up so much that it became a bit too obvious what he was doing with this build. It was too easy for Clem to get the read. I think it all comes back to moving the Stalkers and Sentries out, losing those probes for free. I think on a 2-base build that is just so costly, and and remember, he lost the Prism up north as well. Another Prism looks like it's about to maybe go down. You know Clem's going to stim again to hunt that. Oh, he's going to unload the Zealots, SKILLOUS tries to unload to save himself, but he's just got so few units. Does dodge the Widow Mine with some nice Prism micro, but he's like 2 ghost shots away from losing that Warp Prism. He's going to pull back, and Clem, large, in charge, and pushing forward, still has 1 siege tank in the back line. The bio coming forth, and no splash damage other than the Archon to be spoken of. Sets off the barrier on the Immortal. Stim still has been used. EMP doesn't really land on anything. The Immortal had already lost most of its shields. Bio starts to stim. The tank goes down. Nice start to engage for SKILLOUS. Unfortunately, we're looking at numbers that are basically canceling out any opportunity for SKILLOUS to do anything in this game. So Clem here, just a solid win. SKILLOUS has got to stop making these mistakes in the early game. Can't be doing that against Clem. It's so punishing if you make that sort of mistake with the army movement at the start. Just moving out to try to intercept the medevac cost him big time. When you play Robo, you have to play ultra conservative with your unit placement. Really nice game 3, though, for Clem to get the lead. All right, Liquid SKILLOUS in the top right side of the map now. And I don't mind the Robo first opening. But I think, like, the whole point of the Robo first opening, to give you guys a summary, is you don't have a lot of mobility. You just have vision with early observers. You're meant to use the early Robo to basically see whatever's coming your way and shut it down, right? Like, it's kind of sucky to mess up that opening like that, and yet it's how it goes. You know, you are kind of fragile because you don't have a Blink or a Phoenix to cover up for you being out of position a little bit. You've got to be a bit more careful. It's going to go for double gas again. I mean, I love it, though, because if you sometimes go Twilight, sometimes Robo, sometimes Stargate off this double gas build, it does keep Clem guessing, and he has said it's frustrating to play against these styles. He says he has to gamble a little bit more, has to, you know, play the roll of the dice game, and it's just difficult to play against guys who play this Zaun style of information denial StarCraft. I do think it's going to be quite important for SKILLOUS as well, no matter what his follow-up is, to deny Clem's follow-up scouting. Because we're doing a lot of special plans as SKILLOUS, but we're too often letting him see what we're doing. And that's why it's being quite costly. I love the early pilot on the natural, by the way. Sees if there's an eBay block or anything like that coming in. If I was thinking about this just on the theory crafting side, we haven't seen a storm drop. And if SKILLOUS is really happy to just play flexible builds and try to focus not on perfecting his own play, but catching Clem off guard, that's one thing to do. I think it's always a catch-22, though. If you play against Clem, you want to play the most perfect style that you've practiced the most games with. Because otherwise it's hard to keep up with him on the basics. And even if you catch him off guard strategically, he'll outplay you so hard that, you know, you'll make too many little mistakes and he'll force even more mistakes. And you kind of lose from supply blocks and miss micro, and that feels really bad. But then you do your best possible style. He's still going to outplay you because he's Clem. And the difference is he expects what's coming, so he's even more prepared for it. You're like, well, that's not going to work either. So there's always a fine balancing act. Decision-making in StarCraft, sometimes I criticize players quite vocally, saying, why doesn't he just do this? And I really always try to reel myself back in. That's usually, you know, sometimes you'll hear a series where you're like, wow, Pigs being so critical. Usually that's after I've been casting like 5-6 hours, just my energy's a bit low. And I listen to those and I'm always like, okay, come on. Like, the criticism's fine. Just move on from it. Don't linger so long and start giving other options and reasoning and try to get into the player's mindset rather than just backseat game the whole time. But, you know, at the end of the day, it is a very fine line that you have to walk as a StarCraft player at the top level. Because, you know, it's like in the old days, the meme was always like, if you're playing a cheeser, you know they're going to cheese. Why don't you just play safe? As if it was just that simple, right? It was always like, yeah, but he could all in at 2 minutes, he could all in at 5 minutes, or 7 minutes, or 9 minutes. Like, if I play safe against the 2-minute one, then I'm already behind against the 5-minute one, and I'm dead against the 7-minute one. Like, come on, man. Like, you know, so you still need to scout, you need to play reactive. Even when players have a limited range, or are a bit predictable, it's still, you know, at this level, they're not so predictable that you know exactly what they're going to do. There are just certain things that they will more likely do. Guys, what are we looking at? Dude, he's not building probes. What is this? Oh my gosh, SKILLOUS is going for a charge DT. I think it's a charge Archon all in. He might even go Blink DTs. If he goes Blink DT charge, I'll be so happy. And it's a big push. Clem going for a crazy one base all in. Dark Templar is just going to crush it, man. SKILLOUS stopping at the perfect work account. He says, you can't do the exact same build. I scouted it this time. I was worried about it after playing on Ultra Love, and that's why I'm playing Sentry every game, so I see it coming. And look at this setup. He's waved it off. He should pull the probes. Actually, he doesn't need to. He can just keep, wait for the tank to siege and then just pull back, or he can keep fighting if he wants to. Wow, he's going to keep fighting. Tank shooting the Sentry right now. Sentry is not an armored unit, does not take bonus damage. He's going to keep pulling back. Dark Templar warps in, and Clem's going to tap. That's literally game over. There's just nothing you can do. You've only got one orbital, no eBay. He's going to try to run home. Okay, he's not going to tap. Where's the eBay? Dude, he hasn't even afforded an eBay yet. He's going to literally swap over and try to build a Raven. Oh, this is hilarious. No, he GG's. Wow. Okay. This is exactly what I wanted to see in this series. Sorry, I was talking about other things for a little bit. So basically, Hallucination comes in here, guys, and he says, okay, you've got 4 Marines. That's already suspicious. No command center. And he's just doing a blink opening, doing a standard build, and he's like, wait, You're doing the same one base all in from Ultra Love, and immediately he just pivots. He's like, okay, get more gate production. Go for Dark Shrine, because you can never afford detection with this build. And also get a proxy pylon up while going charge. Stop at 30 probes, focus on unit probes. I mean, it's just the perfect response. And Clem, maybe disrespecting SKILLOUS a little bit here. Just go for the one base all in. You can't be doing this. SKILLOUS, I mean, the one thing though, is now you know SKILLOUS is going to do the sentry opening in game 5, and maybe Clem can take advantage of it by being extra greedy. All right, we're going game 5. SKILLOUS in the top left, or top right, I guess. Clem in the bottom left. We're going to Sandworm to finish this series. And I think there's one thing that you can count on as Clem. You know he's afraid of your one base all-ins. He's going to play for the sentry opening once again. Now, interestingly, you'll notice there's no jump-in points here because there's kind of rubble and minerals blocking this side. There's also an advertisement for a French bank as well. We're going to go Gateway there. Gateway Cybercore to wall off this Reaper ledge, which means Reapers can only run in the front. Now, I was saying immediately, well, if you know he's going to open sentries, you can counter it, right? And how do you counter it? You play greedy as all heck. Clem is going to go gas first. eBay block. He's doing a gas first engineering bay block. Interesting. Okay. So he's gonna try and mess up the opening from the start. But he builds a pylon on the natural at this point, does SKILLOUS. The question is, do you even pull probes to deal with this? I mean, he sees that, right? Did he not see the STV? What? I thought he glimpsed it with the probe. No way. Oh, no way. Pylon's going to finish and SKILLOUS is going to go, oh. I mean, I guess he's already played double gas, so arguably it's not the worst thing. Dude, I'd play Oracle. 100% I would go Oracle here. The reason why, like before Sentry, immediately make a Stargate and go Oracle. Why? Because he's gone eBay block. I mean, yes, he's going to have tech a little bit quicker, but that's a lot of money. Take a third, go Oracle into like Phoenix Zealot or something like that would be a really cool pivot from SKILLOUS in this game 5. Factory on the high ground. Now, does he go Reactor or Tech Lab? It's got to be Reactor, right? Yeah. If you don't go Reactor, it just hurts your Marine production a bit too much. What's SKILLOUS' response to this eBay block? He doesn't even use his Zealot. He's going to go for the gold. Now, these are conjoined debris. You damage one, it damages all of them, guys. He's going to try and clear this and get a gold base up. I don't know, man. I don't know. That's going to take a while. That Zealot needs to attack that for like the next minute and a half straight. Luckily for him, it is a Reactor off Marine, no Reaper. If there's a Reaper here, it would be not able to keep attacking these rocks. I mean, it'll pay off once you get it up, but it is a dangerous base. It is going to be Stargate, which I think is the right call. Adepts coming out. They're going to go across the map. And Command Center on the high ground only now starting for Clem. Dude, this could pay off big. But I think you need to play a very mobile style. As SKILLOUS, you have to play Phoenix Charge from here. Like, if you go for something like Phoenix Colossus, it's just, you're too spread, I think. I think it's too spread. You know, that's a style that does well when you got a real static, easily defensible base setup. Clem raises the depots. His own SCV is going to be scouring the map. He's like, dude, I got to find that expansion. I don't think he would ever expect you to take a gold base because it's blocked by rocks. So he's specifically checking elsewhere. Hasn't canceled the eBay yet because he doesn't realize SKILLOUS bringing out the memes right now. It's going to transfer probes a little bit early. I think those probes should attack the rocks first and foremost. eBay block doesn't see it. SCV barely misses the probe transfer. He's like, what is going on in this game? He's going to get in there and see a second gateway. He sees Phoenix production. I mean, it's very important information for Clem, who's already building Cyclones, Marines, and he would be building a Viking. Well, supply block for a second there, but does come out of that. And second barrack starting. Now he sees it. He sees it. Okay, so this is a pretty big delay on the gold minerals, guys. Pretty big delay on the gold mineral mining. I don't know if it feels so good once you get the gold mining going, though. It's still big pressure on Clem to get something done. I think you want to let that shade finish. Oh, but the Marines anticipate it, and he does finish on that side. Cyclone anticipates as well. He's got to shade away immediately, or he's dead. No, it didn't shade immediately, which means the Cyclone confirms the kill. Nicely done by Clem. Gets himself an Adept. So it's Phoenix, Adept, Zealot. Now, shield batteries are nice, but they're not amazing. I think a single battery's okay. This sort of push very hard to defend. Clem's committing. Oh, you don't want to be losing Phoenix right now. This is earlier than he expected. Does pick up the Cyclone to save that Phoenix. Great pickup for SKILLOUS. Saves the Phoenix by breaking the lock-on, by lifting that Cyclone. Really well done, man. Ooh. Here we go. Twilight Council coming there as well. We've got 1, 2 gateways up. Third gateway going down. Twilight Council's not that early, and actually Clem falls back. He gives it respect. It's got to be charge. Indeed it is. Now, this is where Clem, he could say, look, you took the gold base. I have to make a decision right now as Clem. I need to either go all in right now and pull the boys, or I need to turtle up and wait and play very defensive and just try to take a third and chill. He's going to go. He's going. He's not building an add-on on his second barracks. He's just going. Dude. But there's a third Nexus and another gas. Why are we building a third gas? No, you need to lean into the Zealots hard here. If he leans into the Zealots, SKILLOUS could take Clem out. But he thought Clem was backing out of the attack, and he's not. These are Adepts mostly warping in, not Zealots as well. Mass Adepts. Not going to be the most amazing unit versus. They're not the worst either. Those Cyclones doing so much damage. He's going to try to shade on top, is he? Dude, this game's so messy right now. The Phoenix trying to come forward. Can he pick up these tanks and stuff? The bunker wall off is legit. Amazing wall off there. 9 Adepts are going to try and get on top of the Marines. He has to go for it now. Does SKILLOUS, and he's going to dive. He goes on top of the Marines. The tank does not friendly fire. Picks off the tank and some Cyclones with the lifts. The Adepts doing pretty well against those Marines. They're taking big tank and Cyclone damage as those units do that. And the Vikings gun down the Phoenix. There is an argument there that the Phoenix, rather than lifting, should pick off the Vikings, then go for the other pickoffs. But damn, Clem with a decisive push just commits 100%. And SKILLOUS, he was thinking about the future. Third Nexus, third gas, going for more probe production. Whereas Clem, he was pretty damn committed. He did not have an add-on in his second barracks. He is still building tanks and Vikings. He pulled the boys. And Clem playing really aggressive in this series. I think he's realized that SKILLOUS's MO is a very European MO. It's I will basically be greedy whenever I can be greedy. I will always think about the future and try to get ahead. And Clem played the metagame you play against a teammate, which is I am not going to play as standard as I normally do. I'm going to be way more aggressive than normal, get in your face, and I do think if SKILLOUS went 4-gate charge, he crushes that attack. His charge was almost ready. He could have waited for charge instead of making so many Adepts, but it's always going to be tough with that sort of pressure that Clem puts on. Lovely play by Clem, and even with the charge, you can see how good Zealots are against this army. But SKILLOUS is already, I think, too far behind. I mean, then again, he's on 38 probes. No, just look at the army supply. He's got 4 Zealots. I'm like, maybe? Ooh. I mean, what can I say? A man can dream. Pigs can fly when I can dream. But unfortunately for SKILLOUS, Clem does close out the series. Very action-packed, though. Lots of metagames between these teammates. And at the end of the day, I think Clem found a really nice timing. Because what's awkward about this attack timing is you don't quite have charge. He's already kind of feinted forward and pulled back, which made you build a lot of pre-charge units. And charge is just a bit too far away. That's why I do think when you're forced to take a third base like this and you're a little bit more vulnerable, I think one of the biggest things you want to focus on... Let me correct that. What I would focus on as a noob is this third base is so hard to defend. We've got the big booster minerals. Let's get... I would go 6-gate Zealot as fast as possible in this sort of game, while trying to scout if he's committing or not. But I would be like, we're going 2-gas mass Zealot, at least 4, probably 5 gateways before the third Nexus. The eBay block not getting scouted was kind of tragic, so let us just double check that really quickly, because I feel like this was kind of a crazy moment where... What? Guys, the probe can't see the SCV. The SCV can see the probe. Holy crap. Ladies and gentlemen, proof that Blizzard loves Terran players and hates Protoss players. What the hell is this? Can you explain that to me, ladies and gentlemen? Anybody? What? They're meant to have the same vision range. He still saw it, though. Never mind. He still saw the SCV anyway. That's a big mistake for SKILLOUS to not notice that. That's a mistake that SKILLOUS didn't notice the SCV. Yeah, I thought he glimpsed it. He should have realized. He should have realized that SCV was coming in, but he just wasn't looking. Ah, slight mistake there for SKILLOUS, guys. And that does make a big difference, because then he comes down, doesn't see it till the pylon finishes, and he's like, ah, damn it. Whereas if he pulled probes straight away, I think it would have been all right. Now, there's an argument, because you're going double gas, you don't want to pull probes. I still think you want to pull 4 probes straight away. Or if you've got the 1 builder plus 3 more probes. I think you pull 4 probes and you actually pull off gas a little bit. Against an engineering bay block, you don't need to invest in the gas nearly as hard. You can put back on gas once you get the Nexus started. Either way, beautiful play by Clem. GG, well played.